Elon Musk is kind of like the bus from Speed, but in this version, if he doesn't post a racist conspiracy theory every day, he'll explode. So here's how he survived through the weekend. He posted this, some insane random person that never should have come across his radar, but for some reason did, is posting about how Biden is gonna give amnesty to illegal migrants. And so Elon Musk tweeted out, the Dem Party's goal is to import voters. You get it, it's the great replacement theory. If you follow Elon Musk, which you shouldn't, and I don't, he posted every single day. Every single day, the idea that Democrats are trying to bring people in to replace good white people. Now, the thing about that doesn't get talked about enough is the goal is to import voters. Did you notice that? Not to allow migrants in, import them. You know what you import? Products, inanimate objects, not people. People migrate, okay? They might be immigrants. Exports are for like sheets and toys. This is how you message to make sure that the people reading it know that you do not consider these to be real people. It's a subtle thing, but I don't think it should be glossed over. In any event, the actual idea is that theoretically, if you are a migrant who has been here for 10 years and leaving would cause some sort of harm to a citizen or resident relative, then in that case, perhaps you could qualify for a green card. Not to receive amnesty, not to become an automatic citizen or whatever. But of course, Elon Musk didn't even read the stupid post he was responding to. And to be very clear, after 5 years of being a green card holder, you can then apply for citizenship and pass the difficult test to become one. The same sort of process that Elon Musk actually followed, but is now trying to stop others from doing. And other people have noticed the weird hypocrisy here. Ilhan Omar pointed out green card holders can't vote, but you know that since you are literally an immigrant. And AOC also pointed out, you are literally an immigrant too. It feels like the Caitlyn Jenner thing, where you're supposed to take the thing that is true of you and then attack that sort of people to get clout with the right. And the way he does that is by demonizing migrants every day. And so anyway, Francesca, the richest man in the world who owns a social media site is routinely not just allowing for, but spreading racist conspiracy theories himself. What do you make of that?
And not only are they racist, they are anti-Semitic. One part of the great replacement theory that everyone needs to understand is that the people who are supposedly importing them are the Jews,
yes,
okay?
100%.
This is critical to it. And yet, this is a guy who visits the Auschwitz Memorial, who goes to Israel, who claims that he is not anti-Semitic, even though every day you will see Holocaust deniers, anti-Semites, out and out just like troll Jews online consistently. And again, we're not even talking about Israel or Gaza, just about being Jewish. That is it. And this has been rampant since Elon Musk took over Twitter. And yet no one points that out. This is the most anti-Semitic, the most racist trope. And again, he owns not one of the biggest platforms, but a major social media platform, and he's allowed to, and it's all good, and yet somehow still he's aggrieved and big tech is against the right. Like, we live in hell.
Yeah, and remember, when it comes to Elon Musk, I know that he did like his tour of Israel to try to repair his like PR image or whatever, but he was saying much more aggressively, obviously, transparently anti-Semitic things just a few months ago. Has everybody forgotten that? Why do we move on so quickly? But anyway, and I only will go on because I know we don't have time to do another topic. Apologies, but one of the things I wanted to say about this was, and it's part of the thing of lurking behind the conspiracy theory is someone who's doing it, which, as with basically every conspiracy theory, ends up being Jewish people. The idea of the importing, again, I don't want to harp on this. It's not just that it's a commodification of people, but you'll notice also that like a migrant in El Salvador who doesn't have economic opportunities or whatever, maybe it's a woman who's like worried like about political violence or domestic violence or something, who decides to come, is a person, a whole person making a decision and then going. And over the course of a year, there might be many people who make or don't make that decision, all of them exercising free will. When you import, it's someone else, you see. It's the country exported people because El Salvador, I guess, is making the decision to send people away. And someone in America is importing them, probably a Jewish organization or whatever, a Jewish billionaire. When the reality is just people follow their own self-interest and their sense of self-preservation. They make the decision. This is designed not just in the word import, but in the framing of the problem, as this is not about people making reasonable choices for themselves. Do not put yourself in their position and think for even a second about what you might do if you were in that situation. They're not doing anything. They're not thinking. They're not humans. No, someone is doing it. They're bringing them in to get you.
But also,
and that is what he is participating in.
Isn't it just incredible that they still think that undocumented people can vote? Like, are you kidding me? Like, there are 11 million undocumented people in this country who pay their taxes and yet will not see the benefit of those, pay into Social Security without being able to receive it. Because they do not have citizenship and are not on a pathway to citizenship. And if you think that Joe Biden is somehow better than Donald Trump, sadly, I got bad news for you. The guy has continued Donald Trump policies and has denied asylum to asylum seekers, which is their legal right. And it's just, again, it's a terrible landscape. And the right is so bad faith about this. If they could totally, if you want to legalize the 11 undocumented people, let's go. And then the right can actually try to get them to vote Republican. And their numbers wouldn't be dwindling. And you wouldn't have, maybe your numbers are dwindling because you guys spent years denying a pandemic that like took out folks left and right in red states.
100%. I don't think they want to have to try to win over voters. I think they want to keep the ones that they've bludgeoned over with Fox News over decades into voting for them. But yeah, again, I will now toss it to the audience. If you are going to engage on Twitter, I want you to respond to whatever Elon Musk tweets with, were you imported? Did you make the decision to come here as a human with free will, or were you imported? Did South Africa export you to us? Was it out of your hands? And if you believe that you made the decision, but people from Colombia or Guatemala or El Salvador or whatever don't make decisions, what is it about them that is so different from you that you exercise free will, but they're just sent along their merry way by someone else? Why is it that you are a human and they are a product? Feel free to engage with him. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.